about you. And what if I have another of my turns?
It'll be all right. I'll organise someone to come over.
I see. I'm not important enough to have my own flesh and blood look after me. Reduced to the mercies of a paid babysitter.
That's not true, Nana. I just need to get out of this house once in a while. I'll see some of my friends.
If you don't love me anymore, why don't you just come out and say so?
Oh, Nana, of course I love you. Look, we'll talk about it afterwards, all right?
If I feel up to it. Now, be a good girl and pass me those chocolates. Heaven knows I need something to jolly myself up.
Can I get you anything else?
No, not just now, thank you. But I would like to hear you play.
Could it wait till after dinner? I'm a bit tired with all that walking.
Now, Jennifer, we mustn't be selfish. I didn't buy that grand piano so it could lie idle and collect dust. Did I?
All right, Nana.
I often think what a pity it is that your poor mother never knew what a fine pianist her daughter would grow into.
Sorry, Nana.
Those ones with the ticks by their names are the ones you already know, like Patterson and Graham.
Seems thorough enough. You look uncomfortable. Why don't you sit down?
Sure. Not bad. Must be really something sleeping on one of these every night.
It's adequate. Did anyone ask you what the information was for?
Oh, just Desmond. But she's yesterday's news anyway.
What did you say?
Well, I kept my mouth shut. Just like you told me.
Good. This stuff's worth $50 an ounce in Paris.
Thanks.
Something the matter?
Well, don't get me wrong, but it's just that I don't reckon I'm the perfume type, that's all.
So, sell it to someone who is.
Yeah, smart thinking. So what happens now?
That's my business. Just make sure you forget this meeting ever took place.
Look, listen, if you need someone for distribution...
If I need you, I'll send for you.
Whatever you say.
Oh, and you've got a telegram.
Oh, I must have missed it on the way in. It's addressed to you.
Yep. It's from Simon. He really misses me. I love you too, darling. Great.
Pippa, you can't seriously mean to go on with this.
And why not?
He's a married man with children, for goodness sake. Have you thought how they must be feeling? Abandoned at the drop of a hat like that? What about you? He could turn around and do exactly the same to you.
Look, I know what you're saying. But his marriage was on the rocks long
That's
before
what he told you,
All
is
right.
it?
Ask him when he arrives.
No, I'll tell her as soon as she gets back. Be around 8-ish. Okay? Right, ta-ra.
Norm Barrett again?
Poor bloke doesn't know whether he's Arthur or Martha. Well, it's time I was treading the boards.
Oh, have a look up in solitary on your way, will you?
I thought Terry was seeing her.
No, I had to send her over to maternity to help. Not that she was too keen on the idea.
Oh, it's not like our Terry.
No, she always seemed a bit edgy. Mumbled something about having to talk to Joan first. Though heaven knows why anyone would go out of their way to do that.
I'll make it my first border call.
Seems to me you've taken a bit of a slide in the popularity polls, Desmond. You know, without your old cronies around to keep the numbers up.
I wouldn't believe everything you heard.
Oh, I don't have to be told, Desmond. You see, I can sense it, smell it in the air. Especially since I got my faculties back. It wasn't very charitable of you, Desmond, taking advantage of a sick person like that.
You would have been the first in line if the same thing had happened to me.
Well, maybe we've got something in common after all. No, I suppose not. See, Desmond, I don't have any trouble keeping my position on top. But you're losing your grip. In fact, I'd say that you were shaky enough to drop that tray. And to cop a charge for resisting the officer who told you to clean it up. Oh, Desmond, now, look what you've done. I'd say your position's looking worse by the second.
Come off it, Ferguson. You haven't got a hope of making it stick. Not with Renault gunning for you as much as she is for me.
Ah, but that's where you're wrong. Because you see, this time, I've taken the precaution of organising a witness. The most reliable kind. A fellow officer. Oh, she'll be here, Desmond. Terry Malone is the most punctual officer I know. You lousy bitch! Yeah, come on, Desmond, land one on me. Save me the trouble of faking it. And if I were you, I'd start rehearsing the farewell speech, too. Although you might not have time to use it before they ship you off to the black hole.
What? What's going on here?
He used to give me roses. I wish he could again. But that was on the outside, and things were different then. On the inside, the sun still shines, and the rain falls down, but the sun